All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Mike Olson with the Moody Olson team at Realty One Group here in Las Vegas. And today I have a treat for you. Once again with us, we have Linda Vo from New American Funding, and she's here today to talk about the VA home loan program. So welcome, Linda. Thanks for coming and being on our channel with us.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here.
Glad to have you. You're always welcome. So let's just start out by talking a little bit about what is the VA home loan program.
So the VA loans are for our service members, past, present, and probably not future, but for the future ones. Veterans, both discharged from service or inactive and active, as well as reserves. Reserves also qualify for the VA loans. They are by far my favorite type of loans to do. So as long as you have a Certificate of Eligibility, DD 214, which is for the discharged or inactive members, we can order your Certificate of Eligibility through the VA loans and find out what it is that you qualify for and how much. It's a naturally 100% financing type loan.
So why would somebody want to use a VA loan as opposed to a conventional or as opposed to an FHA loan?
So they are the king of the till type of loans. They are going to have the lowest interest rates because our government wants to take care of our veterans, as they should, right? Our service members. They're going to have the lowest interest rates amongst all the loans. It's 100% financing, meaning that you don't have to put a down payment. And then if you happen to be a disabled veteran or you receive disability through service-related injuries, you can actually get the upfront funding fee waived. There's no mortgage insurance in VA loans at all, ever. Doesn't matter what the down payment is. And then they're going to be the most flexible as far as qualification goes. You know, each loan program is going to have like a debt ratio criteria. VA loans, they allow a little bit more wiggle room. They're the most forgiving type of loans. So let's say a veteran doesn't qualify for an FHA or conventional loan. Most likely they will qualify for a VA loan.
Okay, so you had mentioned that if you had some sort of a service-connected disability, that you could get your closing costs. Some of your closing costs could be waived, right? Some of the fees that are associated with the loan
Correct.
That would normally be closing costs.
Correct.
Would be waived. Can you talk a little bit more about that? What exactly do you need a certain disability rating percentage in order to qualify? And if so, what would that be?
So it's any disability. So as long as you're receiving a percentage of, because everybody, like if you have disability through service-related injuries, there's a certain percentage that you get related to that injury. Mm-hmm. But if you just get it as far as the loan goes, you are exempt from that upfront funding fee.
So if you have a VA disability rating, you are
Correct.
exempt from that funding.
Correct.
That's fantastic. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about some of the myths that people may have heard about VA home loans. So I know one myth that I've heard several times is that there is, or maybe it's not a myth, but I've heard many people who said there's a limit to how high the VA loan can go, how much you can borrow. Can you talk a little bit about that? That
is a huge myth. So with FHA, conventional type loans, they have what's called loan limits. They have a federal one, and then they also go by county. VA does not have a limit, and everybody thinks that it does, but we can actually do a VA loan 100% financing up into the millions.
Okay, outstanding.
Yeah, no loan limits on VA loans.
Okay, so another myth that is very common, that you can only have one VA loan at a time. And I know you're very excited to talk about this. We talked about it off camera before we started, so I'll let you take it away.
I love it when clients tell me that. I've been rejected by 4 or 5 other lenders saying that I can't have another VA loan because I have one existing. There are certain criteria, but I can 110% tell you I have actually done 2 simultaneous VA loans at once for people who qualify for that. And how do you know if you qualify for that? You call me.
Outstanding. So another common myth, sellers don't like offers that come with a VA loan attached.
Right. And this hasn't been a problem so much in recent years because people are starting to catch up. But back in the day, VA loans were taking a little bit longer. there were issues with the appraisal, how long it took to close a loan. None of that exists anymore. So people that have been in the industry for a long time, they kind of still hold on to that misconception. Now everything's digital. It was because back in the day you had to, to request a certificate of eligibility, you had to fill out a form by hand, put it in an envelope, and snail mail it to the VA. They snail mail it back to you to tell you what this veteran or active military individual qualifies for. That doesn't exist anymore. You give us your information, we just go to the portal and we order it right away. They have to approve the loan as well because they back the VA loans, right? The Veteran Affairs backs the VA loans. So all of that is a myth now. And very, very few, I've only run across a few listing agents who have those questions, but you close one or two in recent times. It's just a myth. It doesn't take any longer than a traditional loan.
Okay, outstanding. Is the appraisal process more difficult with a VA loan?
The appraisal process, and this is kind of what's difficult to understand, it's not more difficult. It's not any harder. They are going to be a little bit more strict on the appraisal for both the VAs and the FHAs because they're government backed. They just want to know, is the home in livable conditions? Because the last thing we want to do is put our veterans in a home that's a money pit, right? Okay. That's not in livable. So they think, this isn't going to pass a VA appraisal. Well, if it's aesthetic, it's going to be easier. Now, if there's just no floors and there's holes in the wall or there's something wrong structurally with the home, then yes, the appraiser will call that out. But it's not any more difficult. I mean, I personally wouldn't want to be put in home, whether I'm a VA, conventional FHA buyer, it doesn't matter. I wouldn't want to be put in a home that is going to require that I put money into it.
Okay, no, I agree with you 100%. I would not want to be into a home that couldn't pass an appraisal either.
Right.
Well, actually, so let me ask you a question from personal experience. So when I purchased my home, the home that I live in right now, I bought that with a VA loan here in Las Vegas. And because I bought my home at the very height of the market in 2021, when everything was going absolutely bonkers, the price that I paid for my home was actually slightly above the appraised value. So I had to come to the closing table with a check for the difference. Is that still the case, or will the VA loan cover anything above the appraised value? And if so, how much?
So they will not cover anything. You cannot get a loan. And just to clarify, the VA doesn't do the loan itself. They back the loan. So doesn't matter if you go to a bank, a broker, a lender, they're the ones who do the loan, and then we get approval through the VA because they're the ones who back the loan. No lender, doesn't matter what program, will loan you the amount more than the home is worth. Meaning that VA will not cover over asking or over offer amount on the loan. You'd have to come out of pocket for that.
Okay, that's good to know. If somebody is considering purchasing a home and they are eligible to use a VA loan, can you talk a little bit about what are the things that they should do leading up to that home purchase that would put them in the best situation possible? And this could be generic advice just for qualifying for a loan in general. I'm sure that everything that goes towards a VA loan would also go towards a regular conventional loan or towards an FHA loan. But could you talk just a little bit about what are the steps somebody can take to prepare themselves to make that purchase when utilizing a VA loan?
First and foremost, have that conversation with the lender. They're going to, whether it's me or somebody that you trust, somebody locally, they're going to be able to walk you through, because you as an individual are not going to be the same. You as a veteran are not going to be the same as your buddy who you served with. Everybody's situation is going to be completely unique to them. So having that initial conversation with a lender and establishing that financial baseline is going to be the key to your success on buying a home, because we can walk you through what you need to do, how much you need to have, and prepare you for that payment, because that's a big one for a lot of people. The payment shock or completely understanding everything that goes into owning a home. So that's honestly what I would say. First and foremost, have that conversation. Get familiarized with the process, because the process for you is going to be a little bit different from the process from somebody next to you.
Okay, I'm going to spring one on you. We didn't talk about this before we started shooting, so hopefully you're well prepared.
Let's hear it.
Can you talk a little bit about the IRRL, the interest rate reduction loan?
So they call it the IRRL. That is the VA's version of a streamlined refinance. And so FHA and VA, because they're government backed, it just means we actually look at way less qualifying factors to buy it. So credit isn't quite as stringent and analyzed as if you were purchasing. Same thing with income, because the way they see it is, if you're already making the payment at a higher amount, if you can make a payment when the interest rate is lower, and we re-amortize it, right? When you purchased it, you had started paying into that principal, depending on when you bought it, how long you've had that loan. The price of the home may have appreciated. You've already paid down some of that principal. So we re-amortize it, lower the interest rate, and it's an easier, streamlined process to qualify for. Basically, it's the VA's version of a rate and term refinance.
How long do you have to wait from the time that you close on your initial VA home loan before you're able to take advantage of that IRRL?
6 months.
6 months is it?
6 months.
That's really
Yep.
quick.
Yep.
That is awesome.
6 months.
All right, well, so at this point, I just want to turn the floor over to you and give you an opportunity to just talk about whatever you want to talk about regarding the VA loan, whatever you think that the viewers might benefit from. We always try to provide you guys with quality information and something that's useful to you guys. And so I want to give Linda a chance to just, talk about the things that she thinks are important for you guys to know so that you can better qualify for a loan so we can help you find the next house.
Absolutely. Really, I just want to emphasize on having that conversation with somebody, whether it's your realtor or a lender. Have that conversation, because with a VA loan, there's really no reason why you shouldn't be owning a home. That whole criteria of having a down payment is off the table. So you're really only coming in on the closing costs a couple $1,000s. But right now, with where we're at in the market, with a good realtor, you can actually have those closing costs requested to be paid by the seller. Without knowing what your capabilities are, just start having that conversation. I really want to my goal in my career is to really just be that point of contact. You don't have to buy through me. You don't have to make me your lender, but I really just want to be your financial friend, somebody who you can call and talk to. I get my clients calling me about car loans. Like, hey, we bought that house last year, but you were so great at helping me kind of walk through finances. What do you think about this car loan? All right, let's talk about it. I just want to be your financial friend. I want to be somebody who you can think of and come to top of mind when you're in this process, because I don't really feel like a lot of people have access to that, or somebody that they can trust. Not everybody knows a realtor, not everybody knows a lender, so they really have nowhere to turn to. And that's really my shtick.
All right. Linda, thank you so much for coming on the channel and taking the time to sit down, talk with us, sit down and share some knowledge with our viewers. Guys, if you guys have any questions about the lending process, about a mortgage, be sure to reach out to Linda at New American Funding. You can find all of her contact information down below in the description. If you guys are looking to move to Las Vegas, or if you live here in Las Vegas and you're looking to purchase a new home, or you're looking to sell a home, reach out to the Moody Olson team. You know that we would love to help you find your next dream home. If you're in the military or if you're a veteran, reach out to the Moody Olson team. I myself am also a veteran, so I know what you're going through. I know the trials and tribulations that you face as you relocate, as you move your family, as you PCS. I'm here to help you guys however I can. Even if you just have a question you need answered, reach out, moodyolsonteam.com, or give us a call. Our phone number is down below. Hit that like and subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you find out when we get new videos. And remember, whether you're moving here next week, next month, or next year, call the Moody Olson team. We'll help you find your dream home. See you guys later.
Thanks, guys.